What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar with C-Zar Gets Crypto, and we're going to be talking about 3 different cryptos on the Grayscale Trust today, or through the Grayscale Trust. I don't know how to properly phrase that. At the request of a few people, Mr. Jay Gonzalez, the crypto investor, T.N. Haas, and Martin. You guys all requested one or multiple of these Grayscale Trusts, and I'm going to tell you which ones we're doing right now. So we're going to be talking about LTCN, GXLM, and finishing it up with BCHG. So something I was looking at, and don't mind my voice, man. I feel a lot better, you guys, but man, my voice is gone, or it's going, especially the more I talk. But if we look at this, we look at the daily. It's Friday. It's Friday today, right? The week is closed. There was never a higher peak in this thing's RSI except for right back here. And this is the highest, this goes back to this long thing that I've been saying, which is that just because you're overbought does not mean it's immediately time to sell. Okay? Doesn't mean that it is, right? Generally, yes, you want to sell in the overbought zones, but that doesn't mean that it's done growing, right? Because oftentimes when you continue to grow, you form bearish divergence, which takes time and it takes more growth. So let's just go over what happened the one and only time that you were at these levels or higher. Okay, let's go over that real quick. So you were here. You tipped it right here, but the next day you closed red, but you did go higher. You consolidated for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days, right? Consolidated for about a week. And then you continued to push higher and formed some bearish divergence. And then you went back to this consolidation zone again, and then you pushed higher, forming more bearish divergence, and pushed higher, forming more bearish divergence. By the time that you were done ultimately with this move, from the peak in your RSI to the actual peak in price, that was a total of a month later. 22 or 23 bars on this equals 33 days in the real world, because again, it doesn't account for or this accounts for weekends, this does not. The 33 being the one that does, 23 being the one that doesn't. It is possible that Litecoin could continue to see growth to the upside for another month. And maybe it's not straight to the upside. You have consolidation phases. You have moments where you're going to give back 41% in a day. Like it wasn't just a straight shot up there, but you might be moving up a lot, you guys. Like this is really strong stuff, and that's why, again, I love talking about this with the RSI, because I've had friends who I know in real life. I've had friends who I know through Discord and through just people who are learning how to use the RSI. Or maybe they don't know anything about it, right? It's like new to them. Is that just because you're overbought does not mean it's a bad thing. In fact, you want to be overbought. If you want price to grow, you're gonna need to be overbought, right? That's what you don't want to be moving up and be oversold. I mean, that wouldn't make sense anyways. But like it's the relative strength index. You show strength up here, you're getting your strong moves, right? Just like when you show weakness, you're getting your weakest or your strongest moves, but to the downside. So being overbought is not a bad thing. Having your second highest reading in this thing's history, that's not a bad thing, you guys. Looking freaking parabolic is not a bad thing. You know what's a bad thing? I was wrong. My last video, I was talking about this thing going down, and here it is, proving me wrong, rubbing it in my face, man. It's just unbeatable, unstoppable. I bet you do. Next week, you probably consolidate like you did last time. If you don't consolidate next week, maybe you consolidate soon, very, very, very soon. You could pull back. You're at $13.60. Maybe you go up to $16 from here, consolidate, and then pull back to like $12, $11, back to $13 or something. But you probably are moving higher. And I want to be clear real quick too. Just because you moved up higher for a whole month this last time does not mean you have to do that this time. You could be done right now. You are at the second highest that you've been in your daily RSI. You're also at the second highest you've ever been in your weekly RSI. But again, getting overbought tends to mean things are just now picking up, right? So from relative high there to relative low, your 382 is at about $16. That comes into play with this little like consolidation phase here. I would think that you do make your way up to the top. right? You probably do make your way up to the top of that. It's also previous, you can't really see it right here, but previous area of support as well and resistance. So kind of a tested price action zone right around that $27 to $30 level. Maybe that's where you're going, man. I know it sounds crazy. I know it seems crazy, but maybe that's where you're going. You could, I suppose, move all the way up to your 57 or 84, but before the halving, man, that just, it seems crazy to me, man. But who knows? Who knows? I don't know. Nobody knows. It could happen. But I would like to stay a little bit grounded. I would like to think that you probably do find resistance somewhere in this area between about $16 and $27. That's a pretty damn big range. And you're pretty close to 16 now, being at $13.60, but $16 even from $13.60, that's nice. That'd be a nice little gain too, so nothing to be ashamed of. Daily looks strong, man. Weekly looks strong. It all looks good, so probably higher from here. If you consolidate, no big deal, but I do bet you're going at least to $16. If not, probably more likely, honestly, to $27. Because, again, something, and tell me if you guys have noticed this, anybody who's done trading for a little while, it's common. It is common to reject a area of support, but when you get into that, when you notice like a previous area of consolidation like this, like a price range, when you actually break through that support level, which should be resistance, you break through it, you tend to go to the top of the range, right? It's like if this was a price range and you're breaking down into it, you tend to go to the bottom and then you find support. Just tell me if you notice that, because that's generally why my expectation is that the next move is probably up here, because I think you are going to break into this range. I don't think you're done growing yet. Even if you stagnate for the next week, even if you pull back a little bit from here, have a 20% drop, a 41% drop in a day, you can still continue this move up. But yeah, I think it is going up higher. And watch it have a horrible Monday now that I have faith in it. But anyways, that's LTCN. Let's move on to GXLM. The grayscale stellar lumens. Man, my voice, I sound like I'm going through puberty. Yes, I tried to make it sound like that on the last. Well, kind of tried, and some of it was actually normal too, or like not trying. But top to bottom here. Let's see. Come on. At your 618, like right at it, but oh man. What a bullish finish you had. Wow. Wow. That's 2 weeks in a row that you've closed above your 618. And it's your second attempt right now. You might be going higher as well, XLM. You might be going higher as well. Overbought zone just got overbought. I think the party is just getting started. Weekly close above the six. This is significant. So don't be surprised again. If I think I said this was weekly at first, but this is the daily. I'm sorry. Don't be surprised if it comes down again out of the 618, just to come right back up next week to start the week off. It might come down and then go back up, especially if Bitcoin or crypto has a good weekend. You could see this come down a little bit on the beginning of the week next week, specifically Monday. But nice volume, nice move up, probably going higher. You're at about $32 now. You probably see $40 to $45, and if not, like ultimately what you're getting ready to do, in my opinion, is you're getting ready for $77 to $125. Like this thing's pushing right now, and it's not saying much because this is such a new chart, right? I mean, it really is such a new chart. But right now, it's getting ready to push new all-time highs before the halving, probably before. Like look at what this is. Breakout, consolidation. You're breaking out right now. We've got 4 months until the halving. Like this is looking really good, man. This is looking really good. You're probably going to be at new all-time highs by the halving. Maybe not at the halving, maybe at the halving, but before the halving. 125 all the way up here, man. I like it. At least 77.81, and that's near your all-time highs. But yeah, that's my interpretation of this thing. It wants to go up too. So good job on GXLM, all the GXLM holders. Let's look at BCHG. And I know you guys are going to ask because you're always curious, right? You know what? Let's do this for LTCN too. because I get this question a lot. I know I got a lot of new subscribers. Thank you all for the new subscriptions and all the likes and everything you guys are bringing to the table. I really appreciate it. But some of you might have missed my calls on like what I think LTCN is going to do. And I know it sounds crazy, but I do expect LTCN to break its all-time highs. I expect Litecoin itself to break its all-time highs. I know I'm going back here, but Litecoin's at 420. That's its all-time high, right? Let's go to the monthly real quick. If Litecoin's minimum expected target, which in my opinion it is the minimum for this cycle, is $934, I would think that LTCN can easily hit like $1,500 to $2,000, and we'll go over that too. There's the potential that LTC could even see $2,500, which would only up the potential for LTCN, and it absolutely could see those prices. Market cap tests out, it would be a high market cap, but if anything, any crypto deserves a high market cap. It's an OG coin that has proven itself reliable, stuff like that. But let's go to LTCN here. And just because it deserves it doesn't mean it has to have it, right? But LTCN minimum price target would be $2,300. $2,300 based off of this, based off the fibs. $15,600. I don't know about that. I don't know. Last cycle, the highest we got to was 420, and we hit 510 on this, right? LTC hit 420, this hit 510. So, if Litecoin goes to 1,000, maybe this thing only goes to like 1,500. Maybe it does go all the way up to 2,300. If Litecoin goes to 2,500, maybe this thing doesn't even see its 1414. I don't know about this, but one of these numbers, and probably closer to this number here, this one, that's probably where LTCN's going. And we're sitting at 1360 right now. So yes, it sounds crazy, but here I am making crazy calls, man. Let's see how it ages. Okay, moving back now. I know I'm jumping all over the place, but I'm just trying to answer questions that I know are going to get asked. I'm probably still going to get that question in the comments, and whether it's real or it's someone trolling me, I will answer it. But GXLM, you're probably it's really hard to say, okay, because this is a newer chart. I don't think you're going to stop at 212. I don't think you're going to stop at 590. I mean, I don't think so. Right? XLM kind of looks like LTC's chart. I mean, that's 245 to 846, both completely possible numbers. I've checked out the market caps on those as well. That would promote a 20x at a minimum, 20x for XLM. So GXLM 20x. If XLM sees a 20x, GXLM would see greater than that, right? By how much, I don't know, but basically, oh my goodness, I sound so bad, you guys. Basically, I would think GXLM, it's hard to say, but I'm pretty confident that it will see prices above $700 by the end of this cycle. Not immediately, but by sometime in 2025, by the end of the cycle. Later 2025 probably. And that's what I got for that. So moving on from there, finishing this bad boy up with BCHG. Wow. Oh, wow. What a bullish month you've had. 81%. Beautiful to see, man. Good way to close off the week, too. Very overbought on your RSI, but you've been higher. You've been overbought for a little bit, though. You look like you want to move higher, man. Relative high to low. At your 0.5, you could turn around from here. Previous area of support. It'd be crazy because everything else is going up. I would think BCH would want to go up too, but what's BCH itself doing right now? Stagnant. But it's locked and loaded, and it looks like it wants to go up. I feel like this is what's, in my opinion, going to lead my decision in saying that I think this wants to go higher too. Probably it's at 418. It probably wants to go to 781 to 1136 in a very short amount of time. Once BCH pops, this thing's going to do phenomenal, right? It's doing this without BCH popping. Imagine what happens when BCH does go up to the upside. And I wouldn't be surprised if on your way up to this zone and even past this zone, if you saw dramatic little moves to the downside, right? Like, I mean, let's just see. Let's look at the daily. Even on your way up here, in one day you moved down 26%, right? Right here. You had a little pause for a second where you were consolidating. You went down 15%, right? So you can go down 20%, 30%, 40% even, and you'd still be fine in this uptrend as long as you're maintaining higher lows and higher highs. But I do think you're going. This kind of looks like a pennant, almost like a bull flag even. You look like you just broke out of it 2 days ago. So with confirmation today, the volume increasing, all of it. Very nice weekly close. Kind of the same idea. You're at the base of this consolidation zone. Maybe you go to the top, 675, maybe even higher than that. I don't know which one to take, man, because this is the more relative one, but this is the technical all-time high. I'm going to keep it on this one because it's more conservative. But the top of this range, really like the absolute tip top, actually right is at that 618. I think you go past it, man. Wow, you're going to go past that range. That's crazy. Probably. Unless Bitcoin Cash, some lags with it and it doesn't do well. But I think you are. I think you are, man. You're making your way right there. And you could go higher. You absolutely could go higher. And to finish this off with the known question that would be coming, where do I see BCHG going by the end of this cycle? Let's look at the monthly. So it's a lot less going on. From top to bottom here, I mean, man, I honestly think Bitcoin Cash, and I know some people think I'm crazy, or maybe not crazy, but a little out there with this thought that Bitcoin Cash is going to see a $20,000+ price target. If not 20,000, my minimum is like 13,000, 12,000 something, but really like 13,000. If Bitcoin Cash right now is worth $230, a 10x would be 2,300, right? And then from there, basically another 6x. It'd be a little bit less than a 6x, but let's just say a 6x. So 16x to see the things I'm looking for in Bitcoin Cash. That would be like right around previous all-time highs. It'd actually be just a little bit past this for BCHG. So I would think at least to 250 is probably where you're going to go. At least to 250. That's my assumption. If not higher. And you absolutely could go higher, man. You really could. But that's all I got for you guys. My voice is dying off. I'm dying off. So I will see you next time. I really do feel better. No need for the get well soons. Man, my voice is just gone. This has been the weirdest illness that I've had. For those of you that have been paying attention, I've gone through so many types of symptoms, you guys, and now I feel my best, but I've actually got like now I sound my worst. So without any further ado, man, without any further whatevers I'm doing, have a good night. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.